71 depth versus 44 depth. It was clearly mentioned by EA in the pitch notes which they released in July this year. Zonal defense. When using a depth higher than 45, players will attempt to mark opponents higher up the field and close to the ball possessor, cutting off possible passing lanes. This can open up gaps for the attacking team to exploit if the initial press is broken, which I have talked about several times, and I have even shown you how you can break that initial press. Now this is important and I'm going to show you what this actually does. When the ball is close to the sideline, the defenders will attempt to close down the ball carrier to reduce their near passing and support options. This can leave the far side of the pitch open to attacking opportunities. Why switching is the real meta that I talked about. I was asked to make a video about this topic. If you set your depth higher than 45, the zonal defense will be activated. This is the best way to break it down, guys. See, right now how my players are pressing the ball carrier. Please know that Rice is my right CM and Alexia is my left CM. And now my right CM is playing where? He is playing towards the left CM and they are pressing the ball carrier. This is zonal defense activated. Right now the depth is above 65. Now see, if the depth was 45 or lower, this is how my players would have positioned. Alexia would have been the LCM and Rice would have been the RCM. It is a 4-4-2 formation. Because zonal defense has been activated, now they are pressing the ball carriers. It is not to say that, okay, this depth is better than high depth. It is better than 71 depth or 65 depth. We will get to that in a moment. If someone tells you that use 44, it is better than 71, or someone else comes and says use 71, it is better than 45 or whatever, guys, they are not sincere with you. You need to understand the logic behind this, and then I will help you make that right decision. So understand once again, Rice is my right CM, Alexia is my left CM. Because I am on 65, zonal defense has been activated. All of these guys are pressing the ball carrier. Alexia is playing towards the right CM when she should have been positioned like this. This has a massive advantage. I am able to close down the ball carrier and potentially get the ball back. But on the flip side, it has a massive disadvantage as well. Look at my opponent. His Rice, who was right CDM, is pressing me on the left and his defense is completely empty. If you focus on the right side, it is completely empty. Now you might ask me, then what is the balance? How do we fix this? I know what to do. Look at my CMs. Alexia is LCM, Bellingham is RCM. When we are defending, if I talk about fundamentals, fundamentally guys, your LCM should stay in their LCM position and your right CM should stay in their right CM position, because if they overlap, of course, gaps will open up in your defense. That is the general rule of thumb if I am to teach you defense fundamentally, like I have been doing so since FIFA 21. But as always, when we are making a decision, we have to evaluate risk versus reward. Before making a decision, we always evaluate risk versus reward, the pros and the cons. The pros of using 71 depth or even 65 depth, 63, 64 depth, higher than 45 depth is that we get zonal defense. Now in zonal defense, we are able to apply pressure on the ball carrier and it is great. We are able to overload the ball side like we would do with overload ball side, but that simply drains stamina, right? Now, what is the disadvantage? Like I showed you guys, that there is a lot of space on the other hand side. That is why switching is so overpowered in this game. Now, is it a broken mechanic? You could argue. In my opinion, it has its counters, right? It comes with a risk. If it didn't have any risk, then it would be a broken mechanic. But simply, if you break that initial press, guys, your opponent is doomed. On the other hand, I have tried using 45 depth. It is very good. It is very good against someone who plays very conservative FIFA or FC, I should say, right? You can manually cut out passing lanes and keep players in their position, but there is little to no pressure. And manual pressing in this game isn't that rewarding compared to zonal defense. It is what it is, right? But however, you can argue that if you are someone who isn't aiming to play at the highest level of the game, then maybe you should use this kind of depth if you struggle to defend and if your switching isn't good, because if your initial press is broken and you don't know what to do, you are left for dead. Now let's put our depth to the magic number for me, which gives me the appropriate balance, because the higher this depth number is, the more aggressive the zonal defense is. I have figured out that 58 gives me a good balance. The zonal defense on 58 isn't as aggressive compared to, let's say, 70, okay, or 71. 71 just gives you the added auto offside traps. But like I said, the higher the number, the more aggressive the zonal press is. However, 58 is a good balance. If I was on old gen, I would keep it even lower. Now, if you are someone who wants to use 45, you are good to go, but just know that you wouldn't be banking on the advantages that zonal defense brings you. Like I said, it is always up for debate, but we have to evaluate risk versus reward, pros and cons. Yes, the risk is high in zonal defense, but the reward is very high, and most players struggle against beating the press. And if you are someone who is playing in lower divisions or even in elite division, if you aren't playing pro level, then guys, most players are going to struggle to beat that initial press, and you can bank on that. It is better than manual press. You can argue that EA should make manual pressing even more rewarding, so we don't have to rely on zonal press or zonal defense, right? We could just set our depth to 45 and apply that manual pressure. In previous years, when you put your depth to 71, there were still auto offside traps, but no zonal defense. Still, when you put your bars to 8 back in FIFA 21, there was auto offside traps but no zonal defense. So that is the major difference. Let's talk about the tactics, guys. I am using 55 width on my 442. My depth is 58. My build-up play is balanced. I am using chance creation, direct passing. Players in the box, I have increased it. I am now using 6, sometimes even 7, okay? Corners at 2 and free kicks at 1. These are the instructions. Our CM stay back while attacking and cover center, both of them. RM come back on defense, stay wide, come short, get into the box for the cross. LM is going to be come back on defense, stay wide, come short, get into the box for the cross. LB is going to be stay back while attacking, overlap. RB is going to be balanced overlap. This is the 4-4-1-1 custom tactic that I am currently using. We are using 50 width and the depth is 71. We use it as a second formation. It is more aggressive. Okay, build up play is going to be balanced. Chance creation is going to be direct passing. Our width is going to be 55. Players in the box is going to be 6. Corners is going to be at 2. For the instructions, our striker is going to stay on stay central. Our cam is going to stay on stay central target player. Both of the CMs are going to be stay back, cover wing. Yes, they are going to be cover wing in this formation. Come back on defense for the RM. LM is going to be come back on defense, cut inside, get in behind, okay? The left back is going to be stay back while attacking, overlap, and the right back is going to be balanced overlap. These are the two main formations that I currently run. I still use my 4-3-2-1 with 48 width, 65 depth, balanced build-up play, chance creation is direct passing, and width is 55. Plays in the box, very aggressive, 7. Okay, instructions, by the way, if you notice the change of players, because that is my other squad that I am using for, friendly games and others, but this one I use for rivals and foot champs. Okay, our striker is going to be stay central, our RF is going to be stay central, come back, RCM is going to be stay back, cover center, our CM is going to be stay back, cover center, RB is going to be balanced overlap, LCM is going to be balanced cover wing, LF is going to be completely balanced, and the LB is going to be stay back while attacking overlap. Hopefully the confusion around the depth has been cleared for you, and now you have a good set of tactics to use.